Okay, so I've been asked this question a lot from a few of the young people that I work with and train. And one of the questions that they asked me, Coach Herb, how did you get into boxing? How did you start to box? And it's a long story, but it's a personal story as well. And I like to tell it if I have a few minutes of your time. Okay, so about 10 years old, 1987. I'm the youngest of 12 kids, so I'm number 12. I'm the smallest, the runt in the litter. And just so happens I was born with some physical defects. Physical defects. Uh, one of the defects affects my fingers. They call them digits on your hands. And they also affected my feet, which makes them look what they call deformed or not normal hands and normal feet. For an example, at this time, at 10 years old, on my right hand, there were two fingers joined together by skin. I was born like that. And I only had four fingers on that hand. And this stuff that I'm sharing with you is stuff that I never would share with anybody when I was a young person. But now that I'm older, I'm grown, I've gotten to know who I am, and I'm not ashamed of myself. I'm pretty happy with myself. So you can think what you want or judge how you please. Don't matter to me. So I'm a young guy. I'm getting beat up a little bit, getting teased a lot, tormented, picked on, bullied. And I remember my mother used to tell me, boy, don't come your ass back in here with no damn dirt in your head. Because, back in the 80s, your mother used to dress you for school and put the Vaseline on your face and then put all the good hair grease in your hair, send you off to school looking like $1 million. And I used to come home from school disheveled, shirt all over the place, dirt all over my clothes. I done got dragged in the dirt and with dirt in my head. And I come in and I try to explain to her that it was the kids, they fighting me, they picking with me, they messing with me, and they throw dirt in my head. Throw dirt in my head. And one particular day I remember coming in and, I had a rough day. It's kind of hard getting home from school when you're not really aggressive. I'm 10 years old. I'm into cartoons and drawing and riding bikes. I don't want to fight. I don't, why we fighting? Why people want to fight me? But it was just the environment that I grew up in. I grew up in, Northwest Washington, D.C., 14th Street. It's a rough area to grow up in. Extremely violent environment. So, my first idea, what I was trying to tell my mother in my hysteria, I was trying to explain to her that I needed to go and do karate because at this time, 10 years old, Bruce Lee is my hero. Jackie Chan, we used to watch all the action theater on, I think it was Sunday morning before, or maybe Saturday morning before Soul Train would come on, they would play all of the Kung Fu movies, and I loved it. That was one of my favorite things to do as a child, watch them Kung Fu movies. And so I wanted to do Kung Fu, and I remember a commercial on TV of this gentleman, Asian gentleman by the name of Jun Ree, and he had a commercial which he would say if you get bullied at school, if people picking on you, you could take Jun Ree. And at the end of the commercial, I remember his son would jump out and he would say, Nobody bothers me. And then his daughter, the littlest one, would jump out and she would say, nobody bothers me either. And I wanted that bad. That looked like heaven to me, to be able to do that and to say that out loud. Nobody bothers me. So what happened was, so she goes into the yellow pages. There's no internet. There's no none of that. So she goes into the yellow pages. She called the people up and they telling her, we got this type of class and you can get this kind of belt and that kind of belt and eventually be a black belt. And so I'm loving the conversation. I'm hearing the second hand. And she got off the phone and she tell me, we can't afford that. You got to remember, the youngest of 12 kids, she can't afford money to send me off to learn how to do karate or kung fu. So, but she had an idea, and what she did was take me by the hand or by the wrist and walk me up the street, 1 block. We made a right at the corner at the liquor store. We went down just about a little bit over halfway of the block, and we made a right, walked in this building. And I had been walking past this place for years, never really stopped in, never really noticed it. I'm a 10-year-old kid. My attention is everything. I never knew this place was right here. Come to find out, it's Midtown Youth Boxing. I walk through the door. There's men in there with no shirts on. So it's 1982. It's Jerry Curl. It's all over the place. This is Jerry Curl Central at this time. So she walking me through. I'm small, so I'm looking up at all the guys. They sweating and grunting and, looking aggressive and mean. I was a little fearful. So we wound up walking through all the guys, hitting the punching bag, and she went over to these little seats. She sat down and I sat down. I sat down next to her. But my attention at this point was the fascination of where I'm at and what they doing. Because I couldn't really decide. I couldn't really decipher whether this was kung fu or what is this. So I looks around. I look back. I'm looking to see if my mother was there to ask her, and she was gone. She had left me sitting there, and that spot. So now I'm kind of stuck. I can't move. I'm just sitting here. So when it was time to leave, I got up, left, went home, and I just thought about it all that night. Stayed up thinking about that. What is that? Can I do that? So after school, went straight there. Found that same seat I sat in the day before, headed straight forward, sat there. And I didn't say anything to nobody, didn't talk to nobody, just sat there quietly, watching and observing, taking it all in. Watching guys around my age come in and do push-ups, sit-ups, jump rope, and I'm amazed. I'm like, man, I ain't know they had this around here. So about the 3rd day, I'm sitting in there. This big guy walks up to me, older gentleman, and he says to me, you want to learn how to fight? So in the most squeakiest, raspiest Mickey Mouse voice I could find, I said, yeah. And he was like, nah, but we don't do that in here. So I got up, head down, depressed, about to walk away. And he said, hold up, come here. Come back. And he said to me, I can't teach you how to fight. We ain't going to teach you how to fight, but I can teach you how to box. You want to learn how to box? And I was like, yeah, because it's not kung fu or karate. I'm not going to make the dramatic entrance that I thought I was going to make, come back after the master teach me and come back to school with my gi on and everything and just start whooping ass. That idea had went out the window. So I'm like, okay, so I try to learn whatever it is that we doing here, because whatever it's doing, they looks very, very tough, and that's what I want. I want to be able to defend myself and protect myself. And I really just want to stop being bullied. I'm getting bullied at school. I'm getting bullied after school. I'm getting bullied at the rec where we play pool and bumper pool and ping pong, so I can't go down there. I stay in the house. I get bullied because I'm the youngest, and all of my older brothers are bigger than me. My sisters is bigger than me. Their friends are bigger than me. Everybody's bigger than me. I can't whoop nobody. So when he said, you want to learn how to box? I was like, yeah. He said, you got to come back here tomorrow, right after school, and find me. And that's exactly what I did. And I went on a mission, man, because, you know, my self-esteem was non-existent. Self-esteem, I could say I had low self-esteem, but that wouldn't be the truth. I had no self-esteem. If I had low self-esteem, I'd be doing pretty good. But at this time, I had no self-esteem at all. Felt worthless, felt like I wasn't good enough to do anything. So it was either learn how to do this or see if I can learn how to run track, because I either wanted to learn how to fight good or run fast. One of the two. That was the only two I knew. You know, and so, you know, I see a lot of young guys come in the gym just like me. They trying to figure it out. You know, things is tough. You know, you really don't want to be seen as weak or soft. You're trying to figure this out on your own. So by me having these physical defects and them knowing me and seeing me, knowing my older brothers, that they could see 100 of me walk through the door. So they knew I had no self-esteem. They knew I felt sorry for myself. They knew I felt low about I had no self-confidence. I had no self-awareness. They knew all that. So what they did was, you know, they was extremely tough on me. And my mindset was like, this is what it is. I didn't know no different. This is what it's supposed to be. I didn't know you was supposed to. I didn't know they could have did it no different than what they done. I thought that's the way it was supposed to be done. So feeling like, you know, I'm having these physical defects and feeling weak, I always felt within myself that I'm coming from behind, that I'm never equal with the other kids, even though we're the same weight, even though we're the same size and in the same school and in the same grade. I always felt like I was coming from behind. I always felt like everyone else was better than me. I always felt like that. Sometimes I still feel like that now, and I got to talk to myself. But I always felt like everyone was better than me. So I always felt like if he said run 4 laps or 8 laps, I would think I have to run at least 10 laps or 12 laps, because I needed to do more than everybody else just so that I can feel like I was even, not better, just even. And so I would do, he say do 10 push-ups, I try to do 15 or 20. He say do 20 push-ups, I would try to do 30, do them till I can't do them no more. He say do sit-ups, I would do 100 of them. He say do 50, I would try to do 75 or 100. And in doing that, and not that I was just trying hard purposely, it was just that I felt so low about myself. I thought that that's what I had to do just so that I can be even with everybody else. In doing that and having that type of mindset, of course, once people knew in the neighborhood that I was around there in the boxing gym in Midtown Boxing, the picking and the bullying started to subside, because they like, this guy, you know, he's eventually is going to be a problem. And I wound up being better than a lot of the guys my age in the gym with that mindset of me coming from behind. I had to do double or triple what everybody else did so that I can be even. I excelled because I was stronger, I was faster, I was everything that I never thought I could be at a young, early age, a baby. And I remember one incident that convinced me that boxing was the thing. I had a bully. This guy tormented me, man. This guy was my arch enemy. I mean, this guy had no mercy on me. Every single day, he would beat me up. He would bust my lip. He would throw dirt in my hair. He would throw dirt on my clothes. I mean, he would try to pick up dog shit and chase me with it, try to get it on me or whatever. He never caught me with dog shit. I was a little too fast for him. This guy's a little fat, chubby guy, bigger than me, bigger than everybody. So that's what made him such a bully. So I remember one day I decided, I'm going to go down to the rec. I hadn't been down there in a long time. I had been going to the gym every day and not going to the recreation center. So I go down there. He down there. So, he's on the playground. So I decided I'm going to go on the basketball court, play a little basketball, hang out, shoot the ball. So I go. I get the basketball, shoot around. He come over there, throwing elbows and took the ball out of my hand. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to worry about that. And so, he tried to take the ball out of my hand again, and he snatched it, and I snatched it back. When I snatched it back, he punched me square in the eye. All I seen was stars, butterflies, purple elephants and, zebras and shit flying past my head. Flying past my eyes. And so I'm like, oh shit, he's hitting me. So I tell you, before I knew what happened and what was going on, before I really realized what happened, I stepped back, started the boxing shuffle, like, oh shit, motherfucker, you in trouble now. I put my hands up, moving my head, and I just hit him with a pop, 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 pop. This is a combination that I thought in my head, the boxing would work in the ring, but how's it going to work outside? This is my first time having a physical fight without headgear, gloves, mouthpiece, a cup and everything. This is a real fight. And man, and of course he got the first shot off, blacked my eye, but man, I tore his ass up. And what the kicker was, what was cold about it was that I was totally shocked. I was blown. I didn't have time to think. So I didn't plan what I was going to do. It just happened. And so not only that I was shocked, he's blown away and kicked my ass for years. Now all of a sudden I'm fighting back this one day. And not only that I'm fighting back ferociously. And so the teachers are shocked, he's shocked, I'm shocked, everybody's shocked. And so I got to go in a minute. I'll give you part 2 in a little bit. Stick with me. I'll give you more stories about my days learning how to box and learning how to maneuver through life and learning how to use boxing as a means for me to navigate through my life. Thank you.